So let's call the meeting to order. Anna, if you call roll, please.
Charnas,
Here.
Vincent,
Present.
Perry,
Here.
Silver,
Here.
Klein,
Here.
Hammett,
My gavel.
Here.
Duber.
I am here. I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report fiscal year 2020, August 2020. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Dana, if you would do your duties, please.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, we have the cash account summary for August, which shows the bank accounts that have $8,535,239.54 in the accounts. You have the summary month and year-to-date activity through August. All funds have total revenues of just under 6.5 million, and our August expenditures are just under 6.3 million. In the 301 debt service fund, we had the rollover, so you'll see the large dollar amount for the revenue and expenditures. That was for the bond anticipation note that came due, and it was rolled over into another bond with an interest rate of 0.3.
Another note,
I'm sorry?
another note, not a bond.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's a bond anticipation note, so it is a one-year note. Then you also have the August 31st line items for revenue and expenditures. We're at 66% of the year. Our revenues are about 63.5%, and for the general fund, and our expenditures are 55.7% for the year. Again, it's the timing with we had the COVID, so that's affecting the revenues, but the expenditures are down because departments are really just trying to be conservative with what they're spending, and we held off on a lot of things moving forward, and we haven't done all of the transfers yet for the capital accounts. Other than that, there was nothing earth-shattering or different from prior months with regards to the expenditures.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
A quick question. I think it's quick. On the 299, the coronavirus relief fund item, when does that get put into play? Are we waiting for something, or when does that get used?
Now,
Well, it's going to go, but I have to budget amendment. So I'm right now going through all the departments and finding out where the COVID expenditures are. And then we're going to have to do a reclass. Before I can do the reclass, I'll be bringing that forward to council as a budget amendment to move the monies out of, say, the general fund and down into that account.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any comments, questions? All right, if you would call roll, please.
Charnas,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Hammett,
Yes.
Duber.
Yep.
can I also add to Stacy's, to Dana's answer to Stacy, that in the 299 on this statement ending August shows 29,000. We've been allocated approximately another 113,000 that doesn't show yet.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve the tax administrator's report for September 2020. Is there a second?
Second.
I'll second it.
Dana?
Okay, we have the tax administrator report through September 30th. In September, we received or collected gross taxes of $474,525.78. We are down compared to where the same period of time last year by about $5,600. So we're real close on collections there month to month. Year to date, you'll notice though we're down $305,820 compared year to date last year. So we are still down a little bit from comparables, and we are also down with regards to our projections for this year, or what we originally had budgeted last year when we did our budget. You also have the graph showing the gross tax revenues, and you'll see the chart for September looks pretty comparable to where we were in September of last year. We added a new chart this year, or for this month, which has the monthly analysis comparing each of the months side by side. So you can see January through April, we were at an increasing income tax collection. Then when COVID started hitting and it was impacted us in May, we're flat, relatively flat. And then you'll see June, July, August, and September were down. So that just kind of coincides with what's going on. I anticipate for the rest of the year to be relatively close to where we were prior year, but we'll just have to wait and see if things slow down when we get towards the end of the year, when it's December and seeing what people are spending for the, the businesses and individuals.
All right, thank you. Anyone have questions for Dana? All right, thanks, Dana. Anna, if you call roll, please.
Jarvis,
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
No, did she say yes? I didn't.
Mhm.
Perry,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet,
Yes.
Duber.
Yep. We're going to discussion of the bills to be paid in the month of October in the amount of $2,304,974.88, and additional September expenses in the amount of $154,333.13.
As high as that number sounds, I bring everybody to the summary. I point everyone's attention to the summary of expenses. 83,495 out of the general fund is more our typical month. You'll see most of that is spent on debt service and the Pinecrest, most of that debt service being the Pinecrest fund.
Anybody have comments? All right. Audience comments relating to agenda items only. I don't think there's really an audience here, so we will move on from there. Old business, ordinance 2020-16, ordinance amending the codified ordinances of Orange Village to vest the authority to approve amending landscape features, fences, walls, and driveways in the building commissioner, and repealing certain ordinances. This is on for second reading. Did this go to planning yet?
No, it'll be on the next agenda.
Yeah, it was
All right.
referred to planning last week, but it will be on agenda next week.
Any
Okay.
questions what this is? Okay.
Anyone? Okay. More audience comments relating to matters that are significant to the village. Nobody here. Mayor, comments?
Yes, I have a few, nothing earth shattering. Remind everybody that paper shredding is offered once again this Friday from 9 to noon at the, doesn't tell me, is this a Pepper Pike Inn or an Orange?
Orange.
Orange. But on the next note, I'm going to tell everybody that, starting Monday though, the service department driveways will be closed. So, so that the contractor can finish the trails in front of it and finish up the punch list items. And maybe we can let Zugan give a better update on the trails than even I have. I will just remind everybody that those who have not asked for their absentee ballot should do so soon. And if you are going to vote in person, we will have vote in person at Village Hall on Tuesday, November 3rd. Important to know that you have to put in extra postage. If you return your ballot by the USPS, it costs 70 cents. And they have already received over 300,000 requests for mail-in ballots. So keep it up. And I talked to you about the trails. The census closes tomorrow, the 15th. It's shut down. I guess the Supreme Court's made the final ruling. So anyone listening and hasn't registered or done the census, you have tonight. Do you want Mr. Zugan to tell us more about the trails?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, they're getting close to wrapping up. They got a little bit of concrete to pour on Miles Road. Hydro seeding has been taking place. They have little additional work on Harvard Road where the new home was built, and then they'll be working on the punch list. That being said, we're probably looking at the next couple of weeks are wrapping up the trails and we'll have, I guess, a more discussion about the trails forthcoming here.
Mind blowing, Bob, mind blowing.
They look great on Miles Road, by the way.
Oh, those retaining walls are beautiful.
Yeah, that's a really nice feature.
Yep, looks good, looks great.
Well done.
All right, Mayor, other comments?
No.
Okay. Um,
Well, I
don't
guess I
really
could
have-
just repeat to everybody about Halloween. Halloween will be on October 31st from 6 to 8. We are urging everyone to have a very different looking Halloween this year. Stay in your neighborhood, don't go in large groups. Many people will not be participating, leave them alone. But instead, for those of you who aren't gonna go, we will be doing if the weather permits. This is not a rain or shine event, only if the weather permits, we will be going through the village with a reverse trick or treat and handing out treat bags to the kids on the end of their driveways in costume. So hopefully that will take the sting off of it for some kids who can't do anything more.
What's your costume, Mayor?
I'm not telling, you're just gonna have to spot me out.
If I know you, you're probably gonna dress up as Donald Trump.
Are you going to be a candy passer, Mayor? Are you going to be a candy passer? Are you going to be riding around? with-
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, with my
Um,
costume on.
Great, all right,
I
anything
think I'm
else?
gonna be a fly.
Is that it, Mayor?
Yes,
Okay, all right. I don't really have many comments. Brent, thanks for leading the way last week. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. I have two quick things. This, I think, is a Steve Byron question. I noticed there was an article in the paper today about the state of Ohio banning plastic bag bans. Does that apply to us since we passed our ban before this ban? Does their ban supersede our ban, basically?
I think we should probably discuss this in executive session.
Okay.
Because you'd have a decision to make.
Okay.
Steve, can that wait till next month, or
Sure.
do you want, or is that something we should be doing today?
No, I don't think there's any urgency to it.
Okay, so why don't we plan on doing that? Maybe first meeting next month?
You'll call a special meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, why don't we do that?
you can let us know for sure.
I am letting you know.
Okay.
Did I open a can of worms there or something? I shouldn't have opened?
No,
Oh,
not
no,
at all.
no, no.
That's a discussion that's been discussed a little bit, and
The first meeting is the day after the election. I don't know if that impacts that or not.
No, it impacts planning and zoning more than it impacts council.
What are you talking about? We're not gonna have results that week or
What?
that month. Don't worry about it.
What?
We're not gonna have results.
Oh, not have results.
All right, Brent. Did you-
Yeah, right. Real quick. We do have an audience comment here.
Thank you for saving Halloween.
For wedding Halloween?
Saving Halloween. That was not one of my two things. That was an extra. Stacy and I have been working hard on what we are now calling Orange for the Holidays, the discount coupon program for Orange Village residents. We think we're moving forward with it. We've had talks with POV Printing. It looks like it's going to be in the form of a coupon book about 2.5 by 8.5, so something like this, where the coupons will be able to be perforated and be ripped out. And I think I need to speak with you tomorrow about your wonderful graphic design abilities. So I will give you a call at some point, but looks like we're moving forward with it. We made a lot of progress in the last couple of weeks. Stacey, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add. We've got about somewhere between 30 and 40 businesses participating.
Yeah, and Pinecrest has been actively involved in it. They're going to override some of the costs on it, and it seems like it's a go. People are excited about it.
Underwrite.
Underwrite.
All right, Brent, do you have anything else?
That's all I got. Thank you.
Lisa, comments?
The only comment I have is to remind everybody, and thank you, Anna, for sending out a reminder via email, that our finance meeting next month will be at 6:15. We'll be looking at the budget, and I encourage you all to attend that meeting. And if you did have any questions, like as you are looking at that budget and preparing, you can feel free to call myself, the mayor, or Dana.
And on top of it, since I have every department head on the screen except for Bob McLaughlin, and I'll ask somebody else to pass the message, that finance meeting, that budget meeting is the one you guys come to, please. All the department heads. Thank you.
That's via Zoom, Lisa, and we'll get a link to that.
Yes, Anna will set it up and make sure you have that link.
Okay.
Right, Anna?
All right. Anything else, Lisa?
No, thanks.
All right. Pradeep, comments?
No comments. Thank you.
All right. Alan, comments?
I gotta say, I walked today by Harvard and Brainerd. That landscaping and bushes there look great. What a great another addition onto those trails. So, Bob and your staff, I don't know who did it. I saw it happening over the last couple of weeks, but I think it's finished. Looks
It
pretty
happened,
good.
Bob was responsible.
And I haven't, you guys probably talked about this, but I happened to just get a letter from Randy Curtis on Woodbrand. We happen to not flood at our house, but I know in the letter it said something about that they'll keep updating the various municipalities about what they're doing. I don't know if there's any update on anything like that or if that's affecting the Orange Village residents.
Are you talking
I-
about the Woodbrand? The Woodbrand?
Woodbrand, yeah. So I
In
guess there was
Orangewood.
flooding a month
In
ago.
In Orangewood.
Okay. It didn't happen in
You
Orange.
live in Orange Tree.
I live in Orange Tree, but we got the letter, so that was the first I had heard about it.
He's been sending and forwarding to me, and I've been just forwarding them to Zugan, the letters he's been sending to each of the various residents who had the problem. I imagine, I don't know what you got, but maybe it's the same form, just
It was
telling you what.
it was a generic letter to everyone who was on the Woodbrand, which were on the Woodbrand system, just saying that there was flooding, they're doing testing, and they'll keep the municipalities updated. So
And
again,
separate your lines, right?
right. So I just didn't know if there was any update from him or, you know, if it's affected anyone else.
Bob, we met with him.
I was going to say, Mayor, remember in that meeting, there was a reminder that Randy Curtis was going to be sending a generic letter to all residents who are on the Woodbrand system. So you're going to see that going to Waterford, Cambridge.
Well, the letters I've been forwarding to you, were those
Those were,
personalized to those people, or is that one of the generics?
those were specific to those addresses that had flooding issues.
What is the Woodbrand system, if I may ask?
Privately owned public utility, owned by a subsidiary of the Curtis Brothers family. It's located up off of Chagrin.
It's a
And it does-
fascinating tour that Randy will be happy to give you if you're interested.
Have you taken it,
Actually,
Lisa?
Yeah, a long
backs
time
up-
ago.
Backs up
He
to
still does that.
Ormwood and Woodmere by Beachmont Oval over there.
It serves about, I would say about half of our residents who have sewer. Everyone to the north and Orange Tree.
Okay.
Lots more to tell you about that. Someday we'll talk septic.
Okay.
There is a lot, so feel free to tap
A lot
any
of
of
history
us.
with it.
There's no
Anything
traffic
else?
charge for the conversation.
Anything else, Alan?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Judd?
I didn't have a lot, but I did circulate a letter to everyone through Anna. I assume that everyone received it because I did get a response from the mayor in regards to the Northeast Ohio Arts and Culture Caucus petitioning the county to release some of the CARES Act funds that were given to Cuyahoga County to the arts community. And I was looking for endorsement from members of our council. I've sent it to other city councils around the region who are represented on the caucus, and getting back their affirmative support for it so that we can send it in to Armin Budish. And
You know what, Judd? I am sure Armin Budish is also in total agreement with what the letter's asking for.
well, I've heard that there was a little bit of discussion about it, and I think it's helpful that we get behind it and demonstrate our interest in it. So.
But I had a question about it. The $1 million amount that was listed on there, I
Yeah.
don't have it in front of me, but is that an amount that usually goes every year to, or is this something that would be totally new just because of the COVID cares?
This is just in addition for COVID because,
But there's a new pot of money too, that they get to allocate how they deem important.
right.
No, I'm curious, just how did they come up with that amount of money? Like, what is that? Is that for professional and community theater? Is it just professional?
It goes beyond that. It focuses, it provides funding for not only performing venues, theater and musicians, but also artists and arts organizations that need support during this time because a lot of their resources have gone away because of COVID. And there are a lot of struggling artists that are challenged by it. In fact, yesterday I spoke to a gentleman by the name of Hector Castellanos, who's a leader in the Hispanic arts community about the potential resource. And they do a lot of work in the schools, and many of these things have been cut off because there's no funding available for it. And this would help restore some of that funding, at least temporarily, to enable these organizations and individuals to continue on during these struggling times. As you may know, this summer there were no art fairs. So many of the artists in the region who rely on those events to sell their artistry and their crafts had no outlet for them. They can't display in galleries and other public venues because you can't have an indoor gathering. So many of the artists who rely on those facilities to be able to survive don't have that right now, and we need to find some means by which to preserve this, because if we lose this part of our community, we'll never be able to restore it. It'll never come back, and we really need to support it. So I ask for your indulgence and consideration of it, and your support so I can add your names to the list.
Right.
That's all I got to say about that.
All right, thank you. Stacy?
I'll add to the kudos to Bob. I actually sent him a letter earlier this week about the trails, but I also want to note what they were handling just so beautifully out there. It's really hard to get out of Orange Hill and onto Miles when anything's normally, but even with all of the construction and everything going on with the trails, they really handled it well. So thank you for that. And that the landscaping, that retainer wall is it's just stunning. So thank you. Quick school report. We're in 2 transition days, tomorrow and Friday, as everybody moves toward the new hybrid, which will start on Monday officially. There'll be lots more Zooms with the superintendent and principals coming up. And also, it posted on the Orange Schools Facebook page, and Anna, maybe we want to share it because part of the changeover is going to be opening the Hiram Access Trail, which comes up off Harvard. And that's how people are going to drop off in the morning. So that is going to affect Orange residents coming off the Lander side of it. So we might want to share that posting. It just talks about exactly when that access trail will be opened. And speaking of Hiram and Pinecrest, they're doing a joint venture this Friday for anyone with young children from 3 to 5. Just a nice kind of, they're not doing the pumpkin festival. So this is a chance for little kids to go in and make fun stuff and do arts and crafts and music and things like that. That's all, you know, it's supposed to be safely distanced and everything. And since Pinecrest is helping us out and Hiram's helping us out, I figured I'd do a little plug for them for that. And I just want to wish everybody a safe and happy Halloween.
Thank you. All right. Well, I think that's everything. So I will make a motion to adjourn if anybody would like to second.
I'll second it.
All right, thank you. Anna, if you'd call roll.
Ernest,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet,
Yes.
Huber.
Yes. All right, thank you, everybody. Have
Thank you.
a wonderful
Halloween.
evening. Anna, you'll send a reminder about the finance meeting
Yes, I will.
closer to that, so everybody remembers. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Adios.
All right.
Peace.
Bye.
Hey, Dana, can you stay on for